40. Bill. All of this is my fault. It wasn't some deep inner demon lying to me, trying to keep me here paralyzed, unable to move, to breathe. This is complete truth. If I hadn't offered to work for Jen, if I hadn't brought Constance down here, if Brand hadn't seen us and followed, none of this will happen. That monsters will have stayed locked up. Mr. Connor and Joey and whoever else worked for them will have fixed the machine and take it away. It would have been like that. It had never existed. All of us had been continuing our lives and been quite happy. As the ink spread out the machine, it started to pull around us. I wonder if I could just drown. If it would be the best if I allowed the ink to take over my body and to explode like Brand had. I'm sorry, Bill. If I can't control it, what should I expect you to? Constance murmured apologized that go around me, like she wasn't really there, like a spirit talking to me. Please, Bill, you need to help us. What help could I be? I fix things. What a joke. I destroy things just like my father. I pretend to be something grander than I am. Bill, come on, back up. It was Brand now echoing in my ear. They were here. They were right next to me. But they felt so far away. I can't. It's a lie. I can't fix anything. I destroy everything. I feel Constance right near me. I couldn't look up at her. I just stared at the ink pulling, reaching out, searching for us. But that's the good news, said Constance. We need to destroy the machine. I said, with that information, I realized it's the truth. I finally looked up. Constance was covered in black specks of ink. Brent was holding his side. It was time to do this. I slowly stood up and could feel my whole body go numb. I could tell if it wasn't supporting my own weight or not. But I was upright. Your tools, sir, said Brand with a fancy accent, like he was my butler. I want to explain that that's not how butler sounded, but that's not the point. He was trying to make me laugh. I made my way over to the other side of the machine, carefully, trying to avoid stepping in the puddle of ink that reached out to me as I passed. I made it to the side panel that I helped Mr. Connor with, sat down and read it off. It was a nice feeling, and not having to worry about being delicate and careful. Destroying things is a lot less effort than fixing them. Can we do anything? Asked Constance, crouching next to me. Keep a lookout, I replied, for Mr. Connor and Joey. And the monster, asked Brand. I hadn't wanted to say that part out loud. I was left alone then. The world was only this small square foot in front of me. I took a wrench and looked around inside of any bolts I could undo, or even just loosen. It was dark inside the machine, harder to see the last time, so I turned on my flashlight. Bill, you have to hurry, said Constance, standing by the secret entrance. I know, I said. No, it's not like that. The shadows, they're back. I looked up. The room was getting darker. The fear rose up to my fingertips. My hands were shaking again. Droplets of sweat appeared on my brow. Focus, Bill, focus. If I just undid all the work inside, if I could remove the lever, I'd work as best as I could. But not even my bright flashlight could feel the shadows creeping in. Suddenly, the lever was loose in my hand. I pulled it from the machine and placed it next to me. Next, I grabbed the gears behind it. Soon enough, I saw the small pile of machine guts off the floor beside me. I grabbed them and shoved them into my toolkit. Then I stared at the boils of the beast. Was that good enough? It didn't feel good enough. It definitely wasn't good enough. I felt a certain fear. This needed to be gated the whole machine and turned it inside out. My flashlight glinted onto something then. I looked close. Almost stuck in my head inside the machine, a shining grout tube heading up to the boils of the beast. It was small but significant. Made of the different than the rest of the machine, it had to be important. I picked up my wrench, started at the fitting where it began to upward. There was a sudden roar that nearly stopped my heart. There was something like a lion or a bear. It was almost like a scream, a high-pitched scream, with a low growl under it. It chilled you down to the bone. I looked up. The room was pitch black. I couldn't see Constance or Brand, just the gleams from their flashlights. Where is it? I asked it. My body paralyzed once again. I didn't have the strength to fight the terror inside me anymore. The beams from the flashlights raced across the room, searching. Find it! I ordered. I returned to the pipe. My hands were shaking so much I couldn't hold the wrench at just one. I dropped my flashlight. What was the point anyway? And my two hands twisting downward. There was the other loud roar, this time just above me. I looked up again and grabbed for my flashlight, swinging it away from the machine upward. I screamed. My beam landed on my wide-toothed grin. Sharp teeth loomed above me, like a treasure cat's smile just floating there. But I knew there was a body too. I knew the monster had claws. It looked at me, or at least seems to. I was paralyzed. I couldn't run. I couldn't turn off the flashlight. "Bill, get out of there!" I heard Brand call out. Yes, get out of there. Get out there, Bill. What about the pipe? My right hand still held the wrench tight inside the machine, but I couldn't look away. The mouth seemed to grow wider and then open, revealing the sharpness of its teeth. Then something very strange happened. All the fear, everything, it was gone. I felt this lightness, this feeling of section. I looked down and saw the ink pulling around me. I saw it climb over my legs, pulling itself down, up onto me. I suddenly understood the phrase, foregone conclusion. I turned to the machine, my hands steady as the rock. I pulled hard at the wrench, at the pipe fitting. I felt the explosion of the ink cover my hand as the corked pipe fell. I caught it deeply. I tossed it out the machine with its other guts. I looked up at the monster once more. I win. "Bill!" called out Constance into Brand. "Constance! No!" "Constance, it's okay. It's really okay." I stared at the beast's wide open mouth, the light glinting up the monster's glittering ink body, then just a shadow. All my life I'd been afraid of what my future might be, but here it was, staring me in the face. As the ink rose up my torso, I felt warm. I felt at ease. I looked up at the creature, and for the first time in a very long time, I smiled.